Reva University, Century Ply, Club Prime and AMNS.
Welcome back, friends, to this section of Trending Burning Question. Former Congress leader, a veteran in fact, a veteran politician, a known legal Kapil Sibal, who remains a sort of an albatross around the Congress party neck, has stirred a controversy by asserting in the Supreme Court that Assam was not initially part of India but rather a segment of Myanmar. This happened while Sibal was presenting arguments related to petitions challenging Section 6A of the Citizenship Act of 1955. And that has really got the present Assam government angry, with minister after minister hitting back at Kapil Sibal, even chief minister. Let's listen to exactly what Kapil Sibal said, and then we'll come back and understand.
It cannot be mapped. No migration can ever be mapped. And if you look at the history of Assam, you'll realize that it's impossible to figure out who came when. Assam originally was a part of Myanmar. And it was way back in 1824, after the British Mullahs conquered a part of it, that a treaty was entered into by which Assam was handed over to the British. And I'm talking about 1826, 1824, 1826. You can imagine the kind of movements of peoples that must have taken place in the context of.
ये देखिए, जिसको कोई बुरंजी का बारे में कोई ज्ञान नहीं है, उनको कुछ बात बोलना नहीं सही है। असम कभी म्यांमार का पार्ट नहीं था। म्यांमार से लोग आके असम को एक समय असम का साथ क्लैश हुआ था अहोम का समय में, एक फॉर ए ब्रीफ पीरियड हम लोग उनका ऑक्यूपेशन जैसा सिचुएशन था, 1-1.5 महीना का। इतना ही असम और म्यांमार का संपर्क है, लेकिन म्यांमार असम का साथ था ये तो कोई मुझको आज तक तो ऐसा कोई डेटा मेरा सामने नहीं आया है।
All right, joining me to understand what's in Kapil Sibal's mind to represent the BJP or that side, Advocate Priyanka Tibrewal. We also have Nikhil Jain, both continuing from the earlier debate, and Professor Chandrachud, political analyst. He is a professor at the Hindu College. Nikhil Jain, it's a very British view of things. As Professor Kapil Sibal, you know, his version of history sort of begins with 1826. The fact is that there was a Burmese invasion at that time for sure, but Assam never effectively became part of Myanmar for any period of history. More importantly, Mr. Sibal is forgetting the 6 centuries of the Ahom dynasty. Before that, the Kamrup kingdom. Before that, the Koch dynasty, Pala dynasty. I mean, from where does he get his history understanding? From Romila Thapar, it seems.
Abhishek, first of all, when some ministers of the Assam government talk about that Assam was always part of Bharatvarsh, they are forgetting the fact that places in Myanmar, places that are currently in Myanmar, places that are currently in Afghanistan, that are currently in Pakistan, were also part of Bharatvarsh. Kandahar is now in Afghanistan. So far as Myanmar is concerned, Myanmar, and I'll be very honest, I am not a history expert. I am not a history expert. I'm not a history professor, but I can very clearly see that the Konbaung Empire between 1767 to 1824 did have control over territories which now form part of the state of Assam, which is exactly the point that Kapil Sibal is trying to make in a legal argument, that the borders at that point of time were different. Historically, there have been different kingdoms and different empires ruling over different parts of India, and what we know today as the current political entity of India has a very complicated history. You cannot completely divorce Myanmar or Pakistan or Afghanistan or Nepal from
Of course, it's
Indian
a complicated history.
And you can't say that
but it
people
seems
don't have cross-border movements.
That complication is being used in defense of vote bank politics
with Myanmar. How is it vote bank? Abhishek,
Priyanka Tibrewal, is it as simple as that? Or the complication actually being used for vote bank politics?
Well, very good evening, Abhishek. You see, we have all
understand
seen that
where
the
you're getting
Congress
this.
has always been very cruel with the northeastern states, and they have always tried to alienate the same states. Now, today, we see what Mr. Sibal is saying. Now, either Rajiv Gandhi didn't know the history, or either Mr. Sibal doesn't know the history. So, whatever had happened according to the Assam Accord in 1985, nobody told Rajiv Gandhi about all these facts. I hope Mr. Sibal could have just given him a little more knowledge of history then. See, we all know that according to the accord, the two aspects which were there, one was detection of these foreigners, deletion, and then to deport these illegal Bangladeshis and later the Rohingyas who came from Bangladesh. Now, why is it paining so much to the Congress and other Indie Alliance parties and TMC as well? Few days back, you have heard there was a video from West Bengal where they said that these Bangladeshis who have come to Bengal recently will give you voter cards. So here is the fact.
Can
This
you be
is
a
what they
little more
want to
pejorative
do.
in your language?
Yes,
When
this
you
is
talk
what
about
they
people
want
from
to
a neighboring
do.
country.
Now listen, sir, please, I did not interrupt, and so keep quiet. See, the turnaround movement which is happening in Assam now is not being liked by them, because there is now, peace and law and order situation, which they want to disrupt because they are failing in each and every state. So they want that these people, see, Rohingyas, what were they saying for Rohingyas earlier and what are they saying now? Now, according to people like Mamata Banerjee and Kapil Sibal, Rohingyas are humans. They want to be very humanitarian with them. But few years back, what were they doing?
They
were
not?
throwing papers on the face
Are
of
you
the
crazy
speaker,
or what?
saying they were throwing papers on the speaker's face, saying what do they want? They want that the illegal immigrants should be gone outside the country. So what is all this happening? So what is all this happening?
Priyanka,
It is one thing to have...
the comment has come in the context of a very serious case.
A class of people as illegal
Listen, Nikhil, let me
Yes.
structure this.
Yes, it is
Let me structure this, Nikhil.
Where Section 6A of the Citizenship Amendment Act has
Of
been
course, they are
challenged.
human beings, Nikhil.
Please.
Hold on. Okay, Priyanka, let me take this. Nikhil, since you are,
Abhishek, I'm
since you are
sure
so
you know that. Abhishek, I'm
Mother
sure you know that,
Teresa-ish,
but I doubt the BJP spokesperson understands.
I know, of course. Now let me structure this. You are turning this argument into some kind of humanitarian argument. You're saying, let's be Mother Teresa. They are our neighbor. There are, human beings after all. Don't talk about them like this.
I am merely talking about the political history of India.
Nikhil.
I am merely talking about the political history of India.
Yeah, no.
it starts from
Political history is being
2017
misused
with
here.
the
That's why we are
statement
discussing this.
given by
Listen.
Mamata Banerjee, where she said Rohingya
Political
refugees are
history is
common
being
people.
misused. That's why we are discussing this. Let's have the present context. Priyanka, hold on. Just yesterday, Nikhil, there was a statement from Egypt saying that if Israel tries to put these Gaza Palestinians into the Sinai Peninsula, which is just a sliver of Egypt in the north, it will lead to breaking of their ties. Now, who are Palestinians? Brother Muslims. Egypt is a Muslim country. About a week back, Indonesia did not allow a boat carrying 300 Rohingyas to dock on their coast. Who are they? Rohingyas are Muslims. Indonesia is the biggest Muslim nation in the world.
Correct.
So it's not about humanitarianism, it's about nations taking care of their territory from illegal immigrants. It's a legal proposition.
Wait. Abhishek, are Egypt and Indonesia the examples we want to learn from?
If the humanitarian argument you are pushing, the best case is for the Palestinians to go to Egypt.
I am not pushing any humanitarian argument.
Or for Rohingyas to go to Bangladesh, incidentally another Muslim country, or for the Rohingyas to go to Indonesia.
They are not worried about any threat to the nation's security.
Abhishek, I have no qualms saying, oh, madam, please. Let's talk about national security when you figure out who attacked that Pathankot base, when you actually figure out who carried out the Pulwama attacks, when you actually
What's the argument there, Nikhil?
That is going
What's the argument there?
Now, let's talk about national security.
Now, you will take illegal immigrants, many of them turn terrorists, and then you say, how come the Pathankot terrorists came in?
No. To call refugees fleeing from war and genocide a national security threat.
I think this is a case of. I think this is a case of Nikhil. Ultimately, this is a case of. See, it's not simple as that. Professor Chandrachud,
which was standing with the British, which were boycotting the Quit India movement in 1942. What are you talking about, Priyanka?
Okay. Okay, let's not go into history. We are not discussing history. We are not discussing history. It's
I
the
don't want
use
to
of
forget my
history for politics that Mr. Kapil Sibal has done. That was the objective, I think. Professor Chandrachud, what
That
according to you
BJP is
would have been in Kapil Sibal's
Sibal
mind,
was
you know?
making a legal averment in a court.
No, so the legal government used or abused a political history to hide Congress legacy of allowing illegal migration from Bangladesh. And that is the problem. Professor Chandrachud, you would have heard this debate now. And the fact that Kapil Sibal in this argument was subtly pushing this line that, oh, please, it does not matter whether the migration happened in 1971 or 1966 or 1947 or 1826, it's okay. That's the argument he's pushing. He seemed to be pushing to defend the Congress legacy of allowing illegal migration from Bangladesh into India, into Assam, into Bengal.
Okay, so Abhishek, the fact is, and we always learned this, and it is said that politics, which is not rationalized by genuine history, becomes absurd. And I think the statement that Mr. Sibal is giving is definitely making the entire episode, at least his politics, very absurd. The fact of the matter is that history exists as a composite, and you cannot simply pick up certain events here and there to just to inflate a point for your own private purposes or for your own vested interests. And what is more strange is the fact that Mr. Sibal himself has been a teacher of history. I'm told he started his career as a teacher of history in the very college where I teach. So the fact of the matter is that, at times historical evidences and facts are twisted and cited in bits and pieces, and that's basically to serve vested propositions and interests. I think I did hear what he said, and you just played it in the video. The fact of the matter is, yes, I mean, even if we go by saying that and then go by what he says, that population is embedded in history and cannot be mapped, the fact of the matter is that for populations to move from here or there, the places must exist. And so therefore, it's a very clear-cut understanding that perhaps Assam and that part of the land did exist even before the Myanmar people may have tried to take it over for a year or two. And I think you made the point very clearly.
If you extend...
Yeah, I mean, and let me just complete. You very clearly...
Yeah, please complete.
Very clearly, you laid out the point that, before, forget about the Myanmar takeover, and that was also a part of Assam for 2 or 3 years. But before that, in the ancient time, you did have, very, very important empires, very, very important kingdoms, for example, existing there. The Mauryas, the Guptas. I think Samudragupta was also having, some control on the land. And then you did talk about the Varman dynasty and the Pala dynasty. So you cannot simply take away a portion of history and then use it only to convey a point. The fact of the matter is, and every Sanatani Hindu knows that when we pray, we do say Bharat Varse, Jambu Dupe, Bharat Khande, Arya Varte. So the fact of the matter is, as a culture, as a nation, we did exist. The British may just have come later and may have tried to try and bring in some territoriality to it, and that territoriality may have created some overlaps here and there. But to say that there was no history and there was
Nikhil,
history of modern Assam only starts with Myanmar, I think is more absurd than anything else.
Right. Absolutely. Nikhil, I am left with 3 minutes, so 1.5 each to Nikhil and Priyanka. To Nikhil first.
One question.
No, Nikhil, let's have it structured. You don't respond to Professor Chandrachud. You respond to what I am asking. You see, if you extend the logic of Kapil Sibal, the Battle of Saraighat then becomes, in a very twisted way, a battle for secession from India, because there the Ahoms fended off the Mughals. So I think you have to understand that we are living in an era. If the same argument, if British history is what Mr. Kapil Sibal has to push, then Myanmar was actually governed from New Delhi till 1935, when the Government of India Act 1935 separated Myanmar, then Burma. So obviously, Kapil Sibal is pushing his vote bank politics. Just last week, there was a Trinamool leader in Bengal who was on camera, caught on camera, suggesting that these illegal migrants, immigrants from Bangladesh be provided ration cards, Aadhaar cards, etc. So obviously, this has been done to a plan over the last 2, 3, 4 decades. And now when the government is bringing in a law, it's trying to make sure that these illegal migrants don't get a legal status.
Abhishek,
the Congress lineage of Kapil Sibal makes him argue this. Provide a defense.
Abhishek, can I at least speak?
Quickly.
You gave me 1.5 minutes, you've taken more than a minute, let me at least speak. My point is that territories that are now part of the country of Myanmar were part of Bharatvarsh, were part of Maurya Empire, were part of Mughal Empire, were part of British Indian Empire till 1937. So to say that territories which now form part of the state of Assam were once part of what is now Myanmar is not wrong, it is right. And Professor Chandrachud,
I remember this argument of yours, Nikhil, next time when we are discussing Akhand Bharat. But Priyanka Tibrewal, ironically, it's just irony that Kapil Sibal speaks in the Supreme Court about Assam being part of Myanmar on a day when Home Minister Amit Shah in the Parliament mentions that POK would be taken its hours. So in a way, it's conflicting ideologies. It could not have been starker than that. The Congress standing for, an India which has a very amorphous identity, and the BJP which sort of strongly believes that we have to hold on to our nation strongly.
See, that is what I'm saying, Abhishek. Now, what is nationalism? You clearly understand that when the Ministry of Home Affairs had alerted the states, that we have to identify the illegal immigrants. Then from 2017, all these things started coming up, that Rohingya refugees are common people. All these were statements, word to word, match my words, were statements of Mamata Banerjee. And now Mr. Sibal, for argument's sake, whatever he has said, Myanmar part of India or not, now tomorrow they will say Pakistan was part of India. They'll say Bangladesh was part of India. You want to bring all of them here?
Of course.
Now this is what, low they are.
Good enough.
So low.
Good enough.
Just for vote bank politics. What? Just
good
for vote
enough,
bank
Priyanka.
politics.
Good enough.
You want
see,
to create fake voters. You want to create fake voters who can vote for you. Nationalism doesn't matter to you. The security of the country, the national security, it doesn't matter to you at all. And we have seen how low you are stooping.
It's actually...
You want to... Yes, you want to issue Aadhaar cards, voter cards to all these illegal immigrants.
Above
so
all
that they will
else.
come and vote for you because India has decided not to vote for you.
Madam, Advani ji Pakistan mein paida hue the.
Okay.
Advani ji Pakistan
No, Nikhil, at the end of it is about...
What are you actually trying to say? Whom are you trying to support? Tell me that. Illegal immigrants. Now, how many cases were detected?
Unfortunately, I have really run out of time. I'll remember these comments made by Nikhil Jain when next time we are discussing Akhand Bharat. This is obviously about a national construct, but more importantly, it is about national security. It is about nations' limited resources. It is about exerting our sovereignty, which gets compromised when illegal migrants like these and in thousands, lakhs, crores are allowed. And a fig leaf of political history is provided or attempted to give them legitimacy, something which should not be allowed. The Supreme Court is seized of the matter. Thank you so much, Priyanka Tibrewal, Nikhil Jain, and Professor Chandrachud for joining us. Short break. On the other side, Arnab Goswami is back with the debate.
Thank you.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
एयरपोर्ट लोग ऐसे जाते हैं जैसे बस से पहले जाते थे. इट इज अमेजिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. आई वॉन्ट यू टू टेल पीपल कितने लोग हमारे देश में आज प्लेन से ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं और वो संख्या पहले क्या थी.
तो जो क्रांति और रेवोल्यूशन भारत में हो रहा है केवल हब पे नहीं हो रहा लेकिन स्पोक पे भी हो रहा है. छोटे छोटे शहरों में भी हो रहा है. आपके मेट्रो के जो एयरपोर्ट्स हैं, जो बड़े बड़े शहर, आज 21 करोड़ की हमारी क्षमता है उन एयरपोर्ट्स की. अगले 5 साल के अंदर ये 40 करोड़ तक क्षमता जाएगी. अगले साल जेवर का एयरपोर्ट शुरू होगा. अगले साल नवी मुंबई का एयरपोर्ट शुरू होगा. पिछले वर्ष गोवा में 2 एयरपोर्ट्स बन चुके हैं और 2030 तक 15 ऐसे शहर होंगे इस देश के अंदर जहां एक एयरपोर्ट नहीं लेकिन 2.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Reva University, Quick Heal Secrite, Green Lamb Laminates, PolicyBazaar.com, co-powered by Mankind Pharma.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What is quizzical, and personally I think the reasoning borders on insanity, is what does corruption have to do with gender? Point being, how is Nari Shakti an answer to effectively being caught red-handed in an act of corruption? What does the gender of a corporate plant, the gender of a corrupt MP on hire, the gender of a corporate plant have to do with anything? Mahua Moitra is playing this woman card. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole woman's right angle, which is being spun by Mahua Moitra, is just revolting. Tomorrow, they will say critics of the emergency are anti-woman because Indira Gandhi was a woman. How can you question a woman? It's madness. They will say, oh, Rabri Devi should not be investigated because she's a woman. How can you target a woman? Tomorrow they will say Karni Modi should not have been investigated because she was a woman. Then they will say the Supreme Court was anti-woman for convicting Sasikala. How could the Supreme Court convict Sasikala? Didn't they know Sasikala is a woman? I mean, where does this end? Where does this end, ladies and gentlemen? It's gone crazy. The fact is that if the India Alliance and the Trinamool Congress in particular is now going to make corruption a violation of women's right, the electorate sees through it. To those who play the woman card in this case, claiming that poor Mahua, being a woman, is gagged from presenting her side in parliament because she's a woman, well, they should know it is a settled law that natural justice is not a bull in a china shop. Ladies and gentlemen, if the facts are admitted, the issue of natural justice does not arise. It is settled law. Mahua Moitra has admitted her crime. She has admitted giving her parliamentary access to a foreign businessman. She does not deny she uploaded the questions. She does not deny she received expensive gifts alongside it. She does not deny that her login was accessed by the person she was allowing 47 times from the UAE. The ambit of the ethics committee was to prove unethical conduct. Cash trail, CBI will investigate. The cash trail, the money angle, the criminality of it will all be determined by the CBI. And if required, the ED, if the allegations of Hawala have proven merit. Mahua Maitra, instead of using a woman card, should start getting ready to face the CBI and the ED. Will she tell the CBI, oh, you are targeting me, CBI, because I'm a woman? Oh, ED is targeting me because I'm a woman. The facts, the admissions in this case are as stark as they can be. Mahua Maitra is pulling out the gender card. But I would like to tell her, Mahua Maitra, nobody is interested in your personal life, your private life, your present or ex-boyfriend. And your being a single woman has nothing to do with your crime. Do you hear me loud and clear? Now go, you can go and scream your lungs out in your next interview with your favorite anchor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate.
A little before 11 a.m., with a smirk on, Mahua Moitra entered the parliament, comparing herself to Ma Durga.
माँ दुर्गा आ गई है, अब देखेंगे।
मैम, क्या कहना चाहेंगी?
क्या लग रहा है? क्या लग रहा है आपको?
आपको खुशी लग रही है कि एक बार स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन होगा?
हमारे बंगाली में एक पोएम है काजी नजरुल का, অসত্যের কাছে কভু নত নাহি করো শির, ভয় কাঁপে কাপুরুষ লড়ে যায় বীর। सो जब नाश मनुष्य पर छाता है, पहले विवेक मर जाता है। तो ये जो इन लोग वस्त्रहरण शुरू किए ना, अब महाभारत का रन देखिएगा।
She tried to set the narrative even before the verdict. And few hours later, after she was expelled, she barged out of the parliament to try and defend charges against her.
You hate minorities, you hate women, you detest Nari Shakti, you cannot handle power and authority.
Mamta has come out in Mahua's defense.
Today I am really sad to see the attitude of the BJP party, how they betray even the self-defense of the victims. They didn't allow Mahua to take her own stand to explain her situation. And it's a sad day for the Indian Parliament.
Even during the ethics panel hearing, Mahua created a scene.
An ethics committee. Asking also the big questions.
Can Mahua play victim card by making a corruption case an issue of women's rights? Let's debate.
Now, what is to be done? Nahid Lari Khan, she is playing the woman card. I am a woman, I am targeted. Will CBI target single woman? Gender card. I am Ma Durga. She said I am Goddess Durga. Fact of the matter is, she's a corporate plant. She sold out to a corporate plant. She gave access and took expensive gifts and God knows what else. Vastraharan, Ma Durga, woman card, I am a woman, single woman. What is all this? This is madness, Abhinandita. Don't be part of this madness. Yes, Nahid ji.
Arnab ji, today I'm a little disappointed today I'm a little disappointed after hearing your opening comments on women. Because whenever I sit on your debates, and I'm sure I'm right about it, that you have huge respect for women. I've always felt it. And I know that you have huge respect for women and you always stand for women and you always pick up women issues. And I'm sure that if you would have been there on
this is not a woman issue.
Position.
Naiji, this is not a women's issue. It's a corruption issue. It's not a woman's issue. It's a corruption issue. It's corruption by someone who happens to be a woman.
You are a woman.
Arnab ji,
voted for you. They have bestowed
let me
trust
speak.
on you.
Arnab ji,
it is wrong. You are doing a disservice for all women.
Because you are a woman.
I am a woman, so I must not be questioned for corruption.
That you will complete your promises.
Arnab ji,
you were voted because people.
I will not suppress your voice. Everyone is on.
People of Krishnanagar thought that you will fight for their rights. They thought that you will raise questions to support the people of Krishnanagar.
Okay, Priyanka, let her make her opening remarks. Priyanka, let her make her opening remarks.
Arnab ji, I'm sure if you would have been there
Yes.
on some powerful position in the parliament today, I'm sure you wouldn't have done what BJP has done today. I'm sure. About you, I'm sure.
What are you saying? You should have been there. You should not have been there. What are you trying to talk? What is this? What kind of comment is this? Now somebody who is in corruption found.
Priyanka, let her complete. Priyanka, let her complete.
This is what they did in the parliament today. This is what BJP did in the parliament today. They did let Mahua Moitra speak in the parliament today.
Louder.
She couldn't make her own stand. She couldn't speak for herself in the parliament today. This is not right.
Then I'm sorry, you don't even know the procedures.
No, I'm not going to speak for your debate today. Sorry.
You were called by the ethics committee to place the fact.
Priyanka, let her complete. Let her complete. Put me on air for God's sake. Let her complete. Priyanka, be quiet. Let her complete. Continue, Nahid. Make your point.
No, Arnab-ji, I myself, I'm very strongly associated with West Bengal, especially Kolkata. I have my real relatives, not one, but many real relatives and a bunch of women, many women relatives. I spoke to all of them.
Now,
There are many friends.
what is she trying to say, Arnab?
Sanju, no.
What's wrong with that?
Sanju on the left now.
Debate are you having?
What are you doing, producers?
I'm not debating like this. Sorry. This is not BJP office. This is not BJP
Let her
office.
complete. Let her complete. Who's stopping you?
She's sure. No, I've spoken to so many women in Kolkata. So many women, even non-Muslims I'm talking about. I have friends there. They all have said that BJP is anti-women. They all are very angry. 50% of the population of the country, that is women. They are very angry with BJP today. Now, why saying they are anti-women? Allow me to speak for a minute uninterrupted.
Arnab, this can't be a monologue by one spokesperson.
BJP could
Let her complete. No, Sanju, before you come in.
BJP could not even wait for 116 days. In 116 days, her tenure would get over. If she would remain an MP for 116 days more, would heaven start blazing fire? Would heaven start blazing fire?
Yes, it would. Yes.
She would be allowed to speak in the parliament. On the other hand,
Oh my God.
BJP MP.
Oh my God.
BJP MP Biguri, whatever.
Oh my God, look at this lady.
No action was done against him because he was a man. No action was done against Biguri because he's a man. And an action has been...
Can I please come in, Arnab?
Just because she's a woman.
14 minutes, she's been ranting without making sense.
Okay, Nahid Lari Khan, Nahid Lari Khan, you made your opening remarks. And I want to respond, and then I want to let Sanju into the debate. I want to let Sanju into the debate. I want to have a proper debate here. I just feel Nahid ji, please allow me. As you have rightly said, I've always been for women's rights. But you know the one thing we cannot do. Please remember one thing. It does not matter what your gender is, what your sexuality is, does not matter.
Yes, it does
The fact of the matter is that if you commit, it does not matter. It does not matter. Now, Nahid ji, please allow me to complete. You know, you can't stop me mid-sentence every time. I'll make one sentence point. I'm opening the debate after that. You can be a man, a woman. You can be LGBT. You can be of any orientation. If you commit a murder, you will be convicted for murder. If you are corrupt, you're corrupt. Don't play the woman card after that.
Woman is shouting
Sanju is on the debate.
Rambling.
Sanju is on the debate, ladies and gentlemen.
The debate. Let her continue to...
Okay, calm down, everyone. Sanju on one side and Abhinandita on the other. Saira has not spoken yet. Many others haven't. Sanju and Abhinandita. Debate is open, viewers.
Thank you. Oh my God, please ask this lady from SP to stop howling. Or no, you know, let's be very clear.
Calm down, everyone. Please adjust the camera.
Yeah, we are all extremely, calm and in a mood of, tranquility and harmony, what have you. I will just say this. I'm appalled. Look at the narrative peddled by the ecosystem. They said, BJP वाले तो Mahua Moitra से jealous हैं. After all, she was an ex-banker at JP Morgan. Then they said, she used to draw multi-million-dollar salaries and that is why she could afford Gucci shoes and Louis Vuitton bags. और इसीलिए ये लोग Mahua Moitra से जलते हैं. So first and foremost on Arnab Goswami's show, let me give a disclaimer. I was an associate director at JP Morgan. My boss was a director, and being an associate director at JP Morgan is a big deal because you're part of senior management. But being a vice president at JP Morgan is not a big deal because you're part of middle management. Point number one. तो जो इतना इतरा रहे हैं TMC वाले, अरे हमारी महुआ मोइत्रा investment banker थी. She was a marketing and sales middle level person, not an investment banker. I was an investment banker and a derivatives trader. Yes. So I have been an associate director at JP Morgan. मुझसे बात करिए. Now I will show on your show. I didn't want to do this. This is not about me, but people need to understand. ये जो false narrative peddle हो रहा है, I will come to the brass tacks of it because that's the reason I'm on Arnab show. This is one of my favorite branded bags. Please put your camera on it. Yeah. This is one of
okay,
my other.
Full frame, please. 1 minute. Can't see. Can't see. Put it up again. It was in a window. What is going on here? So what are you showing, Sanju?
This is one
what
of
is
my
this?
other favorite handbags. I will come
Your
to
bag.
that. Yes, my bag. This is one
Why
of
are
my
you showing
other
your handbags on my program?
I'll tell you. This is one of my
What
other
do your handbags have to do with my debate? Tommy.
Wait a minute.
That shows a brand called Tommy.
Just give me. And this is
What is going on? I don't know what is Sanju doing tonight.
This is one of my other bags. And this is one
What
of
is
my
the
other
brand?
handbags. This is one of my other handbags. And I just want to say
Wait a minute. I also need to get my bag.
wait a minute. No,
I'm also getting my bag.
Listen, I will come to the key issue, and this is my Elizabeth Arden lipstick.
Why are you showing your bags on my program, for God's sake?
I'll tell you why. Please focus the camera on this.
Can't
This
believe
is my
what's going
Elizabeth
on.
Arden lipstick. And I'll tell
Which
you
one?
why
I
I'm
can't
showing
see.
all
You
of
have to
this.
put it up. No, I can't focus my camera. Abhinandita, wait. She's showing something. What are you asking me to?
This.
I can't see
This
this.
is my
Full
Elizabeth-
frame karo na. I can't see. You're in a window there. ये
Yes,
क्या है?
now it is visible. This is my Elizabeth Arden lipstick. Yeah. Now I'll tell you why I showed you my
Elizabeth
bags and
Arden.
my lipstick.
Acha.
Yes, Elizabeth Arden
Good.
lipstick. And now I'll tell you why I showed these bags and lipstick and what have you. I'm a woman. I like to dress up. I like to own my favorite handbags from high-end brands. But you know what? I decided I will join politics only when I've made enough money legally in the corporate sector and can afford a luxurious lifestyle. I used to draw multi-million-dollar salaries and was one of the highest paid executives at JP Morgan. I've traveled the world a zillion times. And people who work with me know this because they are also on Twitter. Now, I have never asked a businessman, sir, मुझे जरा एक Elizabeth Arden या Bobby Brown की lipstick दीजिए. I've never told a businessman, sir, I love Coach, Tommy Hilfiger, Gucci, and Hermes and Balenciaga bags. Could you please do me a favor? I'm willing to do favors to you. No. I love my Ferragamo sandals. I never tell a businessman, can you give me a pair of Ferragamos and I'll do a favor to you? No, I don't do that. So, my limited point is this. Please don't play the proverbial victim masquerading as a neta simply because you're a woman. You should not be currying favors when the axe is on you for blatant corruption. Point number one. और मुझसे बात करो. I'm as educated as they come, so don't give me a caution on people being jealous of educated women. No. But the most important point is this. I was on another channel with the so-called favorite anchor that you mentioned. And he told me this. He told me that, Sanju, don't you agree? All said and done, you've made some great points, but the principle of natural justice was violated. You know, what is a big deal in sharing your login and password? I asked him this question, Arnab Goswami. I said, tell me one thing, forget about the law. Will you share your login and password with the editor-in-chief of Republic, with the editor-in-chief of Times Now, blah, blah? He smiled and he said, okay, let's move on to another point. The point is this, ignorance of the law cannot be an excuse. And in this case, Mahua Moitra was not even ignorant. She continues to be brazen. She first said, Darshan Hiranandani, I don't know who he is. When her lies were caught, she said, yeah, he's a friend who gifted me a Bobby Brown lipstick and perhaps, a MAC powder and what have you. Then she said, so
bag and holiday and whatever.
Yes. Then she said, so what if he submitted a letter to the ethics committee? ये letter तो PMO से draft होकर आया है. If it is not a legal affidavit, it has no legal sanctity. On 24th October 2023, Darshan Hiranandani presented a legally sanctified affidavit. And then Mahua Moitra said, so what if I share my login and password? You know, people share their login and passwords with their secretaries and their executive assistants. Yes, Mahua Moitra. A MP is given 45,000 rupees a month to ensure that their secretarial services which they need are provided to them by their secretaries. But
Sanju, response. Sanju, allow me please. You made a very long intervention, some very valid points. But the question here is this, and I'm coming to Abhinandita. By the way, she said in Parliament today, she said, oh, I'm only 49, 50 years old. I will run after the BJP. I will chase them for the next 30 years till I'm 80 years old. Very, very good that she's 49, 50 years old and she will run after the BJP for the next 30 years. Whatever she wants to do, she can. But Abhinandita, my question to you and to Saira Shah Halim is this. She has accepted her crime. She has admitted her crime. And the fact is, it is well settled in that natural justice, if the facts are admitted, the question of issue of natural justice does not arise. There is a famous case in the United Kingdom where some students paraded themselves undressed as a joke. Then they were rusticated. Then they went before the court and said, my lord, this is a breach of our natural justice. Lord Denning said, and he was punning on it, he said, quote, the naked facts, unquote, of the case are such that the breach of natural justice does not cause any prejudice. So fact of the matter is, she has admitted she gave her ID to a businessman. She does not deny that he uploaded the questions written by her. She does not deny that she received expensive gifts from him. And in cricket, for cricketers, ICC rules provide that if you receive hospitality from someone connected with the game and do not disclose, you are barred from cricket for a number of years. Surely a higher standard applies to members of parliament. I'm actually surprised that you are going to defend her today. I actually can't believe you will. But I'd like to see if you can. Abhinandita first and then Saira. Abhinandita first.
Okay.
There's nothing to defend her now.
Firstly, I don't know whether to laugh or to cry after seeing the amazing performance by the BJP spokesperson. I think it takes a lot to make such a mockery out of serious issues. The problem
really? And who the hell are you?
Problem at hand. Let me finish. Let me finish. I will not be able to perform like you. I will not be able to perform like you.
Sanju. Please. Sanju, to be fair, she heard you through your entire intervention. And so she's only responding you like you often respond to others. Let us continue the debate, please. Let us continue the debate tonight. Let us continue, producers, continue the debate tonight. Continue the debate.
Too much about yourself because you spoke too much about yourself.
Sanju, let her continue.
Compliment you for your performance.
Abhinandita Lauda, continue.
Compelled me to compliment you for your performance. You really outperformed yourself. But the question today is not whether a woman or a man has been expelled. A member of parliament has been expelled, which we believe has been done in a very unfair manner, whereas many other member of parliaments, especially those like, Mr. Bij Bhushan, like Mr. Baduri, have actually broken all kinds of norms. But no action is taken against them. So I'm not even saying whether she's a woman or a man. That doesn't matter. That is secondary. I agree with you. That is secondary. The more important thing is that are we going to belittle or take away the sanctity of the parliament, take away the sanctity, take away the sanctity of all the institutions of this country and make a mockery of it?
Okay, I have a question for you, Abhinandita. I have a question for you. Abhinandita, I have a question for you. Sanju, allow me to anchor the debate. Please, ladies, let me ask a question here. Abhinandita, can I ask you two questions, and if you be so kind as to give just very succinct replies, please. Abhinandita, you said she has been expelled. I just want you to, you are correct, I just want you to enunciate. What has she been expelled for? If I pray, you be so kind that you tell the whole country what she has been expelled for.
Arnab, you have already told the country in many ways today.
I want to hear it from you. So, Abhinandita, I want to hear it from you.
I
want to hear it from you.
I'm really sorry.
What has she been expelled for?
I'm not falling for this. I'm really sorry. I'm not falling for this. If I had instead...
No. What has she been? There's no question of falling for anything. I am asking you to merely, 1 minute, Abhinandita, allow me to complete my point. I will make my point and I'll give you full freedom to answer. My point is, you are even so embarrassed to mention what she has been expelled for. You are ashamed of her. Accept it. You are ashamed and embarrassed to even tell us what she has been thrown out for. आपसे बोला नहीं जा रहा अभिनंदिता. आप शर्माती है कहने के लिए कि इन्होंने ऐसा घिनौना काम किया.
अर्नब जी, पहली बात, मैं नहीं शर्माती हूँ. दूसरी बात ये है, मुझे लगता है हम सबको थोड़ी सी शर्म आनी चाहिए before we really lower the sort of discourse.
आपको शर्म आई थी जब संजय सिंह had called the प्रधानमंत्री अदानी के नौकर? आपको शर्म आई थी when राहुल गांधी said सब मेरा शो है? आपको शर्म आई थी when राहुल गांधी said
you have बहुत अच्छे से सुना था. मैंने आपकी बात को बहुत तसल्ली से सुना था, बहुत अच्छे से सुना था. Please return the courtesy. Let me finish. You're so confident that you're in the right. Just let me finish. Let me finish. Now, we believe...
I have another question for you, Abhinandita. Be so kind to answer my question. For my next question is very relevant and would apply to you in particular. Sanju Verma, allow me, please. My second question to you, Abhinandita, is very, very pertinent and very appropriate and applies to you in particular because you are an educated and talented young person who has become a spokesperson of a political party. Abhinandita, my next question is that suppose tomorrow you fight an election and become a member of parliament and you're in parliament, and then one day you go to a social event and businessman comes to you and says, Abhinandita, see, just give me your access and give me your login and your ID and I will renovate your house and I will give you money and I'll give you this and that. Will you say, okay, cool, no problem, no big deal? And if the person says, okay, you know what, I'll just use it in Dubai and New Jersey and Iceland, you'll say, no problem, no big deal. And because would you do that? Would you do that? 1 second, Sanju, don't let her deflect the question. Abhinandita, would you give your parliamentary access to a foreign resident? Would you give your parliamentary access to a corporate? Would you ever become a corporate plant? My question is to you, answer me. Would you ever do that?
No, I would not do many things. Perhaps I would not even, put my son on the BCCI head. I would also expel a parliamentarian from my party like Biduri, who just was disgusting on the floor of the parliament. I would do it. It does not matter what I would do. That is not the point. That is not the point. If tomorrow I join the BJP, then my bags become invisible to you. If tomorrow I join the BJP, it makes no difference to you whether
my next question is
whether I do anything illegal. As long as I join the BJP, start kun maaf as they say. Please. And if you have to really, all right, we can build on the narrative of this imaginary party. We can build on the narrative of this imaginary party. And say, I am the Prime Minister. If I am the Prime Minister, I'm at the party, and my friend who's an industrialist, who's Adani, says, agitating take? Would you give everything to your friend? Would you give everything to your
My
friend?
question is to Abhinandita, let me share a situation with everyone. Priyanka, I want to give an example. Suppose a criminal calls someone. Suppose Chota Shakil or Dawood Ibrahim call Saira Shah Halim or call Abhinandita and say, I'm just saying, don't jump at me, that Saira Shah Halim, I will give you money, please murder someone. Okay? You go ahead and murder the person and you are caught red-handed, then you are taken to the police station. And the police asks you, did you commit the murder? You say, yes, I committed the murder. Did you kill the person? Did you kill the person? Listen to my story. Nahid, my story has a moral. It's like every story of mine has a moral to it. You know, when I was a child, I used to read a story and there was a moral. You know, there's a moral at the end of the story. There's a moral, Abhinandita, at the end of the story, a little moral of the tale. This is like those Aesop fables. मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, Abhinandita, it's a very bad pertinent. I'm telling Saira Shalim, Saira, suppose Dawood Ibrahim calls you and says to you, Saira, you please murder someone. You go and murder the person. Dawood Ibrahim tells you, if you murder the person, I will pay you money. You go and murder the person, the CCTV catches you, the police catch you and you say, did you murder the person? You say, I murdered the person. Then you go, listen to me, then it is all caught on tape, you say, I murdered the person. Did you murder the person because Dawood Ibrahim told you to murder the person? Yes. Did he say he will give you money? Yes. But when you are taken before the court, you say, my lord, I murdered the person because Dawood Ibrahim told me, but you are all anti-women. Because I am a woman, you are questioning why I murdered the person and you can't prove how much money I took from Dawood Ibrahim. Are Baba, but you murdered the person. How does it matter whether you're a woman and how much money you got?
Okay.
You murdered the person.
I get it. Anna, please allow me to talk.
If a murder has been committed, if an admission has happened, what is there to argue? Why play the Vastara and woman card and all that?
Anna, the real...
Yes, uninterrupted now.
Anna, we are totally... Yeah.
Yes.
We are totally derailing the real conversation. The real conversation is about crony capitalism. And today, the BJP
the real
government is
conversation, if you murdered a person,
you murdered a person.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you were paid for murdering the person.
In its select
in this case, you
the conversation is about
evading corruption charges.
The conversation is about
no, let her complete, Saira. Let her complete. What if Priyanka don't speak? Let Saira complete.
Arnab, let me complete, yaar. Arnab, this is not fair. Arnab, this is not fair. Let me talk about Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan in the Vyapam scam. The BJP has done nothing about it. Mr. Mukul Roy, who had the ED summoned and who quickly swapped roles. There was absolutely nothing that, the ED did. Now we'll come to Mr. Hemant Biswa Sharma. Look at the corruption charges there.
Can we talk about
why are we forgetting this?
Can we talk about
scams? Again, let me go
from the top.
I'm not interested in Sanju.
Can we talk about Sonia Gandhi?
What about
should be allowed to complete her
in the IRX?
This is not right. This is not right.
Can we talk about the entire
Congress boys are not being allowed in 1 minute's time.
She's protesting. She's saying it's not right. Sanju, to be fair, because I'm fair, but never neutral. I'm fair. I'm being fair here. Let her complete, Sanju. Let her complete. I'm saying let her complete, Sanju. Sanju, let her complete. She listened to your entire arguments and she noted all the brands that you used. Let her complete.
Why doesn't she speak about Anubrata Mandal involved in the 1,000 crore cattle smuggling
Anna,
scam?
can I please complete my sentence? This is not fair. You're not lowering or muting her voice. You can tell your production team to mute her voice. Okay, firstly,
I'm not muting, I'm letting everyone speak.
Flaunted her fake bags.
You should say you are TLC Darbari.
Sanju flaunted her fake.
You should say
Sanju and Saira.
Like the fake party that she's representing.
You're not an activist. You're a bigot. We've seen your bigotry repeatedly on national television. You're the same woman who supports
Stop flaunting your fake
beheaded Kanhaiya Kumar in ISIS style. Did you condemn Kanhaiya Kumar's killers? No.
Anna, please lower her volume. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not being allowed to talk.
Saira Shah Halim, louder. Saira Shah Halim. Saira Shah Halim. Sanju, don't. Saira, continue. Debate is on. Shubhankar hasn't even spoken.
No, please mute her voice.
Nobody is.
I don't like these interventions. Here we are witnessing the murder of democracy.
Sanju, don't do this. Sanju, don't do this. Don't do this, Sanju. Don't do this. Everyone on. Saira has the right to speak. Sanju, don't do this. Don't do this. It makes it. I need the debate to continue. Don't do this, Sanju. Please continue, Saira. Now this is my point being. Saira, listen. Saira, listen. My point to you, Saira, is this. Saira, my point to you is this.
Anna, can you please mute her? I don't want to see her fake designer bags on national TV. Please. Enough of her fake bags. It was pure theatrics. You know that.
I don't know if they are fake.
One sentence, this woman is not allowing me to speak. And God forbid I have to come on national TV and talk about democracy.
मेरे को बॉबी ब्राउन की लिपस्टिक चाहिए, मुझे फेरेगामो के जूते चाहिए.
Anna, please mute her. The way you're muting me, please mute her. Please mute her.
I'm not muting you.
Anna, please mute her. She has been talking non-stop the entire program, not letting me speak a single sentence.
Sunglasses मिल सकते हैं. Who the hell are you? You are a fake activist. You are a paid.
Anna, can you mute this woman, please? She's obnoxious.
ये तो आपकी औकात है.
My point being, what's going on? You see, there is Article 15. Article 15, Nahid Lari, on a simple point. By the way, can I get Shubhankar to say a word? Can I get him? Can I get Shubhankar to say one word?
As another arm of the government to silence the opposition. It is very clear.
The issue here is, may I just come in for a moment, please? You see, Article 15 of the Constitution, viewers, and the reason I believe this is wrong, Shubhankar, what is this playing the woman card? It's not working anymore. That's the last straw, isn't it? That's the last straw, Shubhankar.
Ruling in this entire case.
That's the last straw, Shubhankar. The woman card. Shubhankar, I'm letting you speak.
Because the way I couldn't hear a single voice from the... See, the moment someone opens his mouth or a mouth, Sanju Verma is going to be on and on. We had a Sanju Verma first show. We had a Sanju Verma, what she possesses or not. She had...
Shubhankar, louder, please. Shubhankar, louder. Sanju, pay it down. Sanju, louder. Shubhankar, louder.
It is all about, if you don't let anyone speak, then please, I think there should be no debate. Please include no opposition voice in your channel. Please stop bringing in opposition if you don't allow them to speak on your channel.
Sanju, please come down. Shubhankar, continue.
Why do you invite people from opposition when you don't want to have the words on the channel? No,
continue, Shubhankar. Tell me about whether it is fair that she is using the woman card. No, 1 minute. Now you tell me. Shubhankar, tell me.
Either of the panelists who spoke for the opposition or no one. What is this? The moment someone opens his mouth.
On the show.
Go on.
Instead of complaining, Shubhankar, I'll present an argument before you. I'll present an argument before you. And Nahid Lari, and 1 minute, I'll mention here right now. And I'm requesting Sanju not to speak over others for the umpteenth time. Please understand. Now, Nahid, listen to me. Nahid and Shubhankar, and then I'll come to Abhinandita.
The way you muted me, you have to mute her.
The Article 15 of the Constitution says that you are not allowed to, you are prohibited from discriminating on the grounds of religions, caste, race, sex or place of birth. Okay? So to say that a single woman is being targeted. Tomorrow if Sachin Waze says, my lord, I want bail because I'm a married man. How does it matter whether you're a married man or a single woman?
And they say treat us
I'm
equal.
just focusing on that Vastraharan
absolutely
single
correct.
woman angle.
And that is not a
misogyny.
matter.
Okay, let me answer.
Shubhankar,
Let me
explain.
answer.
Shubhankar,
Come on.
does it matter?
Come on.
Shubhankar first.
Arnab, you just-
Shubhankar first.
Arnab, I didn't hear so many times even Mahua Moitra speaking about playing her woman card as much as it has been spoken over here on the channel itself. I didn't hear much from Mahua Moitra about, just victimizing
That's
her.
your problem if you
because
didn't hear.
of,
That's all she's been doing.
That was one
She's
particular
all she's
dialogue.
been
which
doing.
was started. Just a second.
To
No,
Durga
will you let me speak?
Again, this
Will you let
happened.
me speak?
Again, this
At
guy
least
was
show
saying
courtesy
कि
to let
काली
me
तो
speak.
सिगरेट पीती
Now
है. उस दिन माँ काली के लिए रेस्पेक्ट कहाँ गया था?
Baseless to bring any voice over it. This is the problem at the Lok Sabha also. The problem is you don't want to allow any opposition voice to be faced. That is the thing. You don't want to face any opposition voice. The problem with BJP is that they cannot face the opposition voice. That is the problem.
No, I'd like to, one minute. No. She has,
Mahua Moitra to present her case.
the game being played here
You
is,
didn't allow Mahua Moitra to at least
the game being played here is, the game is
Lok Sabha is a platform where people have risen the voice for their rights, for the rights of the people. So Mahua Moitra had every right to present a case at least, and she should have been heard. Point is that at least she should have been heard.
You thought you were somebody exceptional.
We considered her expelled a moment.
a very specific question, Shubhankar. And I have Priyanka on one side and Abhinandita and Nahid Lari on the other. No. I would. Can I get some order in, please? Priyanka, will you please stop? I'm getting Abhinandita and Nahid Lari on the right and Priyanka on the left. I want to make this a little bit more orderly. See,
Arnab, nothing in TMC happens without the consent.
Indira Gandhi imposed the emergency. Indira Gandhi imposed the emergency. Gandhi imposed the emergency and put numerous people in jail. Could she have said, I am being targeted because I am a single woman? Sasikala was convicted. Can she say, I am being targeted because I am a single woman?
It's laughable.
Out of 61 questions, 50 are directly or indirectly related to the interests of the Hiranandani group. No, I want an answer to this. Common sense.
See,
Nahid Lari, common sense. Whether a man does it or woman does it, it's a breach of law.
No.
It's a breach of law.
Of course. Crime,
yes.
you cannot differentiate crime on the... What's wrong with these women on your debate?
One minute, I'm asking Nahid Lari, please. Priyanka, I'm asking Nahid. After that, you come in. I'm asking Nahid Lari, Priyanka. Wait your turn.
Look at the way they've made your debate fish market. Just see what they're doing on your debate. Now, I understand what you are saying. Different
Nahid Lari, louder. Priyanka, don't. Priyanka and Sanju, don't. The question is to Nahid. She has the right to reply. Please, I'm requesting you, please.
टोपी वाले नेताजी ने सिखाए लड़कों को कि लड़के हैं दिल में गलतियां हो जाती हैं हमको पता है आप मदरसा
This is disorderly. I'm letting Nahid Lari continue and Sanju, please wait. Priyanka versus Nahid and Abhinandita. Thank you. Can I have the windows that way? See, the point is, Nahid, I'll explain to you and Abhinandita. Please understand and please take this a little seriously. What happens when a corporate interest gets involved?
I've made your point. I've understood
No,
it. Let me reply now. Let me reply. I understood your point.
Okay, reply.
Then why are you talking about women's rights?
This woman is crazy.
Victim card.
Let her reply. No, can I get the screen? I want producers, for God's sake. Yeah, Nahid Lari, please, on the right, along with Abhinandita. Thank you very much. Now continue.
पर्स यूज करते हैं अपने पैसे का करते हैं किसी से मांगते नहीं देश की सिक्योरिटी को जो है वो दांव पर नहीं लगाते
No action is taken against him. Police has lodged an FIR against the BJP MP Brishbhushan.
Madam, the question is whether you support the corruption done by Mahua Mitra or not. The question is whether you support the corruption of Mahua Mitra or not. Are you in the same mind of that Mahua Mitra that if you are an elected person or a parliamentarian, you will sell your privileges for a prize? Will you sell your privileges for a prize? That is the question. Will you sell your privileges for a prize? Will you sell your privileges for lipstick and powder and bags?
Nahid, I can't hear you.
Will you sell your privileges for watches and sunglasses? No. Now the bigger question is, she was paid. Everything was paid in cash. The CBI will get into it and find out where the fund was
Abhinandita now.
That has to be investigated.
Audio is really bad. Abhinandita.
We don't know whether we should laugh. We don't know whether we should laugh today or cry at how this debate is happening, and just the state of affairs in the country overall. Look, whether or not Mahua is a woman is secondary, like I said earlier. Number two, whether she was discriminated against because she's a woman or not, I don't know. But definitely, the way we are speaking about her is extremely condescending. What she buys, what she